Alright, this is an update to my progress on the Blade Runner iris scanner, the retinal scanner. I reprinted all the parts and made the appropriate changes and adjustments in the fit of the top versus the bottom. I added the little slot right here that I see in the photographs. There's like a little slot right there. Of course, this will all be painted. The color of this is kind of a reddish pink because I marked the filament with a red marker, and of course it came through on the print, so that's kind of interesting. It sort of marks the version of the print that I did. As you can see, this is the screen. This will be a working screen. It's an MP3, MP4 player. It'll play videos, show pictures. It even has a capability of playing a radio, and I'm going to use all of that to make this prop kind of a more functional use. The top portion here will of course pop up, and it will be on a rail kind of setup that will be located on the center about from here, and it'll move up and down like that. And as you can see, the top here is glued. This one I did, and I made it hollow, and that way when I build the rail and all the electronics, we'll be able to fit right in here, and that's kind of be considered like a little cover or a cap, and it's printed in two pieces so that it looks a lot cleaner when the two are together. It's not like, doesn't look like it's actually glued. It looks like it's part of the two pieces there. This is the electronics for the pop-up part right here. This will be the little blinky blue and white and red blinking LED. This is an RGB, red, blue, green LED right there. And this is the circuit that will be popped up right about here when it jumps up. So that'll be sitting kind of like that. And I'm going to go ahead and open this so you can see the two halves. This is the electronics. This is currently how it's actually going to sit in there. This is the battery that's used for this specific circuitry here, so its only job is to run the MP3 player. The rail will run up this side here, which will rise this part up, so when you look at it from this side, the rail will actually be riding in this area up here, and that's what's going to push it up. Whatever I use here as far as the carrier, it has to be below the level of the front and the back, so it's got a pretty good spacing right there. So whatever I use has to be from here to here and not go below here when it's pushed down. And this will be my mechanism down here, maybe a spring. I might use the rubber band technique because it takes up less space and it works pretty well. So I might go that route. This is the back, and these covers are doors. They will have the 4 screws around the corners, okay, and it'll be holding the doors on. These are considered the access doors, and this is the half that fits on here, and it's all snapping together pretty well, and it comes in many pieces. I 3D printed this in many pieces so that everything comes out real clean. This piece is separate from that one, but again, there's a seam right there, so you can glue that so it becomes one piece again. Same applies here. This was printed in 2 pieces, actually 3, 4 pieces, because the rim, the trim around here to hold the door in, that was printed separately because sometimes when it prints this portion here in an overhang situation, it creates kind of a ugly looking trim. So I printed those separately, and they are glued in place. And again, those are used to keep the doors from falling through like that. So there we go, and it gives something really a good stable frame to hook the doors to. So that's that. And again, this circuitry will be sitting on its own little rail about right there, and it'll ride up and down via a spring, and there'll be a push button here, kind of a lever release mechanism to allow that to pop up. Then you push it down by hand, and a latch will hold it. Probably be tied into here, a switch. I'm not sure yet, haven't got that far. Anyway, just a quick update on what I'm doing and how it's going, and so far I've had to, like I say, print the body a couple of times each time I made a change so that everything comes together properly. But it's a pretty good size, it's good. I think it will do the job pretty well. So thank you for looking.